Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Shabbat Resouled. We welcome those in the sanctuary, on Zoom at home, on Facebook and Twitter around the UK, and I believe in Denmark, Sweden, Italy and California, and perhaps even in the Ukraine. Wherever you are, we wish you all a day of peace. Whether or not you've been watching the curling, we also hope that Eunice has not disrupted you too much, but unfortunately COVID has prevented Rebecca from being here this evening, and also Alex, her replacement, is also unwell. However, Dean and Michelle are in good voice, and they are ready to help us welcome in Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem on page 6.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Uni Shalom, Baruch Uni Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Zeichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Thank you. And now we welcome the Shabbat by lighting the candles, and thank Annabelle for coming up to light the candles on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Amen. So thank you. L'cha Dodi on page 9.
L'chadodi librat kala, B'nei Shabbat mekabela, B'nei Shabbat mekabela, L'chadodi librat kala, B'nei Shabbat mekabela, B'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmiya שמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה, לקראת שבת לבוא הנלכה, כי עמך הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תגילה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף ומיורי, נורי, נורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלי כגלה, בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, טוב אמוני עם הסגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamevorach.
Please be seated. Please join me on page 10. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv haravim, b'chokmah poteach she'arim, uvidvuna meshanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisadeh et hakokavim, b'mishmuretehem b'rakia kirtzono. B'rei yom v'layla, golel u'mifpnei hoshe, v'hoshe mifpnei or, uma'avir yom uvim laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai Sevaot Shemo. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננת ובנית וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו מה עשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please be seated. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, Eternal One, are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You have freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt, forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly, we accepted your rule, and then, full of joy, we sang together.
Baelim Adonai Mi Kamocha Nedam HaKodesh Nora Tehilot Osei Pelem Nora Tehilot Osei Pelem Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Imlok Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Hoshkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'amideinu malkeinu l'chayim Ushmot zetenu
Page 15 for the tefillah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elahei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Zocher hasdei avot v'imot, u'meivi geula lifnei v'neihem, l'ma'an shemo b'yachava, melech hozeh u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham, v'etzrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei meitim atah rav l'hoshia, mashiv haruach u'morit hageshem, mazriach hashemesh u'morit hatam. V'ne'eman atah lachayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hameitim. Kadosh atah v'norah shemecha, ve'ein lanu Eloah mibaladecha, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
Israel, Shabbat, et Shabbat,
לעשות
et
את
Shabbat,
השבת
לדורותם, ברית עולם,
ברית עולם,
כי ששת ימים
ימים
עשה
עשה
אדוני את השמיים
את השמיים
ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל השבת
את השבת
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם לדורותם ברית עולם.
Shekoyah. Our God and God of those who went before us, be pleased with our rest. Make us holy through doing what you ask of us, and make us part of your plan. May we truly and wholeheartedly serve you, so that we lovingly and willingly make your holy Shabbat part of our lives. And may all Israel who care about you find rest in Shabbat. We praise you, O God, our God. You make Shabbat holy. Say Adonai Eloheinu b'amecha Yisrael, u'tefilatam be'achava tikabel, u'tehilo adson tamid avodat Yisrael amecha, baruch ata Adonai, she'odecha levadeka b'yirah la'avot. We thank and praise you for being our God and God of our ancestors. We can always rely on you and feel safe. We thank and praise you for caring for our lives, for connecting our souls with you, for the miracles of life, wonders large and small, that remind us you are here every moment of every day. We praise you, our God, joyfully thank you for all of life's goodness.
Shalom Rab al Yisrael, Amen. Tasim leolam, ki ata hu melech Adon kol hashalom.
shalom. Kol shalom. Shalom Rav.
We now pause for silent prayer on the top of page 19.
Ratzon Erefi V'egonibi Lefanecha Adonai Tzori V'goali Adonai Tzori V'goali Ratzon Erefi V'egyon libi Lefanecha Adonai Tzori V'goali Adonai Tzori V'goali Ratzon Erefi V'egyon libi Lefanecha Adonai Tzori V'goali Adonai Tzori V'goali
As per Rebecca's weekly message, there is no service at FPS tomorrow morning, as this weekend marks the beginning of the anniversary year for liberal Judaism, 120 years since the creation of the Jewish Religious Union in 1902 by its three famous M's, Israel Mattock, Lily Montague and Claude Montefiore. The commemorations and celebrations start tomorrow with a service hosted by the Liberal Jewish Synagogue, St John's Wood, in which representatives of many of the affiliate synagogues and congregations are taking part. Anniversaries are strange events as they invite us to reflect and consider what has passed in a celebratory way, even if we were not there at the start nor feel overly intimate with the celebration itself. Indeed, many join Finchley Progressive Synagogue not because it was necessarily affiliated to liberal Judaism, but because it felt like home and the place for them. However, with an eye on our own 70th anniversary celebrations next year, it is only right to acknowledge that many of our founding mothers and fathers were encouraged and supported to create our own liberal congregation here in Finchley, brick by brick, idea by idea, by their fellow liberal Jewish colleagues in other communities around the country. Whether centrally or as an affiliate, our practices and beliefs have all grown and transitioned over the years, as exemplified by the changes of name from the Jewish Religious Union to the Union of Liberal and Progressive Synagogues to Liberal Judaism, and from the Finchley Liberal Congregation to Finchley Progressive Synagogue. Creating a movement is brave and yields dividends. The initial intention for a fiercely intellectual and reasoned Jewish expression still stands, and yet more has been added. More Hebrew, more music, and more emotional connections and inclusive ideas of who belongs and identifies within our expanded Jewish family. This week's Torah portion contains the unedifying passage of the building of the golden calf, the wretched faithlessness of the people waiting for Moses and needing something tangible and easier with which to replace Moses and God's leadership. I've, as in Rebecca, often heard the appalling critique of liberal Judaism being a distraction, a moment of idolatry even, that confused and obfuscated the pure message of Judaism. Not only has this not been the case, its longevity and creativity point to its welcome addition to our Jewish life and practice. Just as Me'ah ve'ezrim is a traditional blessing on birthdays, expressing hope for health and the gathering of years, we thank and acknowledge that liberal Judaism has done that for us. There is much to be proud of. From Lily Montagu's first essay, Spiritual Possibilities of Judaism Today, to our attempts to ensure our Jewish practice has integrity, creativity, and joy. And as Miss Lily captured the zeitgeist so well 120 years ago, in which she said there would be no value in worship, services, and symbols if they did not serve as aids to right living. What an excellent legacy, which we are proud to be a part of, so that we can call it our inheritance too. Tomorrow morning service from the Liberal Jewish Synagogue starts at 11 a.m. and you are welcome to attend in person or online. And for this evening, we now conclude our service with Aleinu on page 20. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו ליתן את שמו, וגור עלינו להעניק מלכותו, וגור עלינו להעניק מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ונשתחווים הקדוש ברוך, הקדוש ברוך. שהוא נותן שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים עמם, ושכינת עוזו בגובים מרומים, ובאלוהינו עיניי. אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, הכתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, ואשר אותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ ומתחת עיניו.
You are creator of life. You give us dear ones, and we rejoice in their love, grow stronger through their care, and are made better by their example. You also bring death and an end to our time together on earth. We feel sad when loved ones die, and our sadness shows just how much we love them. On this Shabbat, we remember the art sites of Marion Rosenbaum, mother of Jackie Fawcett, of Barbie Slater, wife of Roger Slater, and of Henry Worth, father of Martin Worth. In our hearts, our loved ones never die. We will always remember them, and thoughts of them will inspire us to live good and noble lives. And with that unbroken faith which links the generations, let us once more praise God. Yid gadal v'yid gadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrei chirutei v'yamich malchutei, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalam yizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mivorach le'olam ul'mayei amalya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitnoman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shemei l'kudishah b'reichu, le'olam il-kol birchata v'shirata, tushbahata v'nehamata, damira b'yam v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah mid shemayim v'hayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei Adam v'yimru amen. Please be seated. Now, concluding hymn before thanking a few people who have helped make this evening's service work, which is obviously Dean and Michelle. Thank you very much. It's been lovely. Thank you to Chris and Tracy, who was out in Storm Eunice this evening. We hope you didn't get blown over. Also to Jackie for welcoming, to David and Manon and Josie on our tech desks and online hosts, and anyone and everyone else involved in the synagogue. We conclude with Yevarechecha on page 27.
Yesimcha Elohim Ephraim V'Kim Menashe Yesimech Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel V'Leah Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom v'yaseh lecha shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Dean. We're just waiting for Kiddush to be handed round. Does everyone now have wine and challah?
The band doesn't.
The band. Thank you, Annabelle.
Okay. Please stand. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'chata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in grateful chorus as to you our prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, and thank you for joining us.